We need to reevaluate our belief systems. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining me. And this may be my best video yet, as I've said it before, but now we're talking serious. But before, an Esprit 150 ED telescope, if you're into astrophotography of the stars and the moon. Oh, this is Mike Hoy's photo, and all the photos here will be of Mike Hoy of this mini observatory that he built himself with his son. This is something absolutely amazing that I'm really happy that he shared with me. This is his setup. I could go into great detail of the setup. I won't go into too much detail, but I did want to share this. Look at the sturdy tripod. Look at the beautiful eyepieces at the back and the large, massive proportion of this telescope. I'm old school. The bigger, the better. I always said. Look at the plugs. Look at the wall that he did not coat because he built this obviously to keep the dryness inside, like he told me. Look at the roof. On the left, you're seeing the roof that is now slid over to the left, which was supposed to be on the right. He made himself a mini observatory, even has an office inside of his observatory. This is absolutely fabulous. Beautiful stonework, my friend, around this. Mike Hoy from London, UK. Thanks so much for sharing this with me, Mike. I'm really happy you did because it's my all-time dream to have my own mini observatory, and I will. Look at this knotty pine I think you put on the side. This is beautiful, just gorgeous. Really, really magnificent. So I can imagine, it doesn't look like there's too much light in the surrounding area, Mike, so you must get some amazing evenings. Thanks again, Mike. So now on to the serious business. Guys, this video is going to bring you so much conclusive evidence that the moon is inhabited. Uh, this video, of course, save the best till the last. Wait till you get to the end. Here's the city I found in that area right down there where you see that massive crater, which I've showed you all these structures and the surrounding craters around it. Let's get serious and let's look at this. They're filled with objects and structures inside of them. Miniature bases, and I say miniature because this one is miniature compared to the bases that we see on the surface of the moon that are thousands of kilometers long. The one closest to Earth that I found is over 1,500 kilometers long. It's just absolutely massive, and still we can't see it because it's on the surface. It's hard to see. We can see it, but it is hard to see. And here's where people start getting mixed up. Look at the square there. Look to the left, the base there. Many levels. There's pipes, there's entrances, there's so much on the surface. There's color also. There's emanating CO2 gases, obviously, over top of these productive areas that are industries, most likely. And you see the teeth marks again all along the white bumps. Look at all the white bumps you see on the surface. These are structures that are on the cities underneath the haze that are on the surface. Whether the haze be deliberate or not, it is there. Whether it be clouds, whether it be something else, a camouflage, it definitely is prominent. It is there throughout the entire moon. Now, look what we're seeing. We're looking at a massive city. Green structures, green or blue structures is always what we see. This massive like pod with areas that have like this toothpaste of crest just leaked. It looks like a toothpaste tube that went around. You'll see some of the bases later on. It's absolutely incredible. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at many alien structures, many different terrain surfaces on the surface of the moon in different areas. We're going from north, east, west, south, and west. We're going all around the globe on this magnificent, unnatural satellite. Now, here again, we can see the prominent buildings on the surface underneath colors, hazes, whether it be gases again, CO2, smoke. Um, Whether or not we know what we're looking at on the surface that's covering these buildings, we do know one thing is that the buildings are there. And we're seeing tops of these buildings. We're seeing some buildings entirely through the openings. And in these dark areas, as you'll see in this video, I will show you so many objects and structures inside of these dark areas. And I will be making another video on all of these dark areas. You can be sure that inside these areas there are more cities, and they're massive. And the buildings and structures that are there are geometrical. It looks like Easter. Like we're looking for egg hunts, looking for eggs. We're in an egg hunt, and there are thousands of eggs everywhere. Now, these videos on my channel really have to get out there. I know I'm not better than anyone else, but and I am definitely not a guy that likes bragging, but I did have for the 3 last weeks before the boycott of Google boycott and AdSense, etc. I had 6,000 views a day and it went down to 300 a day. Doesn't make any sense, but I know somehow for some reason I'm out of the mainstream. I never really was in it, of course, but at one point I thought I was because I was starting to get many new subs and views, and hey, 200 subs a month since I started this, and it's been going up, it's been going up, and now it's sort of halted. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing and showing and posting all of the findings. Who would I be not to? Now we're looking behind sinus iridum. Here, look at these lights or objects that are all over the place, both inside and outside of these supposed craters, which they are not. And look at the surface terrain here. You can see how bumpy, elevated, and colorful it is. Like they'd color everything on the surface of the moon so that we can't see color in space now, can we? Now look here. Isn't that incredible? Look what we're seeing inside. Here, X-ray and light view, and also high dynamic range. You could see all those structures or spherical objects are lit up and go here up towards the back, way up. We're looking at clouds, most definitely, and it does look like an overhead view. This is right behind Clavius crater, and there's a structure there. Many structures. Great haze, very prominent over the surface of the moon that we can see, and even over the crater itself. At the back, tunnel structures leading to other craters, and this fantastic object at the back here, you can see it's got angles and corners. It doesn't have to be a symmetrical building, but when I see one, it tends to be the only thing that's making people believe that these are structures. But they do not have um, buildings or structures that are geometrical for decoration. If they're geometrical, it's for a reason. And if they're straight edged, it's for a reason, for either support reasons, etc., that we don't know of. Whether this be a building, at the end, you can even see a trail leaving this building. Absolutely incredible. This is an alien city, different alien structures, more paradigm, and it looks very much alien. It is the most alien surface I've ever seen on any planet. And the object in green here is the entire city. You can see all these objects at the back of the moon, the southern highlands. And when we look at it in photography, we just do not see these structures on the surface. Now, don't forget, these shots that I am showing you are very close shots. They're real shots. They're photos I've taken of the moon with my telescope. And I was not far from 800 to 1,000 millimeters zoom. The more we're zoomed out on my telescope, because it's only a four mirror, it's ridiculous. It gets very, very pale. You can hardly see the surface. It gets closer, yes, but it brings everything, makes everything dim and dull. So by upgrading to a bigger telescope, and this is why I started my fundraising campaign, I want to show it all to the world. I want to keep this channel free. I have been gaining experience with telescopes, both researching online, suggestions, asking around, looking around. I've been doing it for quite some time now. I'm getting up there now. I'm not an old person doing this. I am more of a new person doing this. I'm not ashamed to hide it. I'm very proud of the technique I was able to immediately uh, conjure up, I guess, create. It's many different various programs and techniques of applying light and different filters to photography. I never change the photos. I apply these filters to bring out the color, to bring out the traits, the details. That's all I'm doing. And we see many objects here. And of course, the ones that do have photos that people are not seeing structures in from NASA, they weren't even trafficked. They weren't even faked. It's that they're not close enough. The camera overall is going to pick up one color back, and it's going to be a bright white light because of the spectrum of our eyes, the way it's made. The light is too overwhelming for our eyes to see any of the color, so we'll get back a blinding white light. Here, overall, beautiful surface terrain again, very colorful. Outer limits of the moon, once again. You know, I could talk throughout this entire video, guys, and wait till we get to the end of the video, near the end of the video. It's getting pretty compelling what I'm finding on the surface. We're seeing this electric sort of storm on the surface all the time. It looks very electric as an energy source. You can see the blue, the green. What we're seeing over top here is a natural color. It wasn't faked, and you can clearly see it's something else. It's out of this world. The frame that we just saw before this one here, there, with the rainbow colors. You'll see more. It's coming up, and you'll see a lot of great detail. And my technique, I'm getting better at it. And yeah, we're finding some amazing surface structures. And of course, I'm studying up on each area. It's overwhelming. There's so many areas. Learning about the areas to be able to present these to you and tell you exactly where they are. I've done a good many so far, and here again, Southern Highlands, behind Clavius Crater. It's not hidden. It's out there in the open, but it's just this is a different and closer way of looking at them than we usually do and we usually see online. And all these bumps on the ground, on the surface, there's so much going on. Tunnel structures. These are cities. And I do believe, my friends, that these cities are active. Why? Because there are so many of them, and obviously because we are seeing energy sources on the surface. These have to be active areas. Now look at this. Is it an ancient ruin? And this is why we're seeing it looks broken? I don't think so, but I don't rule it out. But this entire rock, which is a fake rock, I sort of call it a rock because NASA and everyone else does. They're not rocks. Their entire structures inside are filled with cities, objects, probably crafts, and other levels and entrances to other levels descending into the moon's surface. How deep it goes, I don't know. And look at some of these areas do look broken up. Maybe it's remnants of certain installations or that were broken up or were hit by asteroids. We have no clue, guys, but they are there. And these should be what every space agency is studying, and it is. But unfortunately, we're not hearing about what's going on. It's a massive secret. Whether these aliens up there be um, with us or against us, or maybe you don't even know us yet. It's all these things that come up on the table that make us wonder. And look here, the structures inside geometrical shapes. Looks like a line of toothpaste at the bottom there, or ketchup all the way around the bottom. Looks like a tongue. That is the ejecta, what NASA always says, ejecta, which is the remnants of a slow leaking, even flow of lava. I don't believe it. I believe that they are cities on top of it. Why? Because lava flow does not form geometrical shapes on top of them, whether it be geometrical crystallization, okay, but it's not. They're massive, massive, massive structures, hundreds of kilometers up into the air, and the levels go down many hundreds, if not thousands of kilometers into the surface so we can see them. as overwhelming as it may be, these objects are there, and the proof is here. This video is very compelling, and the proof um, is here. I have it, and I'm showing it. And look at this tunnel structure. Can you see it? It's top center right now. It's a long, massive, massive, massive tunnel structure coming out from the inside of beside another massive entrance or port entrance. Or look at the surface terrain, look at the objects, geometrical shapes lined in unison, paths or roads, corridors connecting, etc. There is a lot on the surface to look at. This is proof in itself, what we're looking at right here. It's just absolutely amazing. Guys, look at the rest of the video. It's something else. And the installations that I'm finding, it's absolutely incredible. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is during the week. I wasn't supposed to get this one out right away. I should have made 2 or 3 videos with it, but I don't want to. I want to get as much information as I can out. Thanks so much for the support. Thanks so much to all the contributions and contributors, both subs, the comments, the amazing comments and encouraging words and kind words that I'm getting from everyone around the world. Guys, it's a my new online family. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and please start spreading these videos around. I don't usually ask anyone to, but now I'm asking the entire world to please spread these videos around and get the news out. It's real work, it's real research that I'm doing, whether the technique be eccentric. And you see, here on Earth, how we are as humans, we follow trends. If the neighbor cuts his lawn on a Thursday, well, it would be absolutely ridiculous if I was the only one cutting it on a Saturday if everyone cut it on payday, right? Why? Why do we all follow each other's paths? We all hate each other, it seems, but we all want to imitate and steal each other's ideas, to do as the others are doing, or to get uh, priority in what the other person is doing, or try to do it better than the other person, instead of finding together the problems that are on this earth. We find problems in ourselves, and it's keeping us back from evolving, guys. Literally, it is keeping the earth back from getting ahead. And we based all our lives on our beliefs and belief systems, and there's a problem. The belief system is a lie. I'm sorry, but it is. We have to make our own belief systems. I'm a humanist. Look it up. Hillary Clinton first mentioned that. As she did mention that now UFOs are called unidentified aerial flying objects. It's more, how can I say? I just think it's a lot of bull. Okay? It's why is everyone afraid to expose that UFOs are real? And do the governments actually think that we are that naive? We're not, and they frickin' know it. You can be damn sure that they know it, that we're not that naive. But we don't have the power to do anything. That's the thing. The power we have as human beings on Earth is sticking together alongside one another long enough to get past the point of where we are trying to find out what truth is out there and getting it exposed and having it told to us. NASA soon will tell the world about this, and it's going to be in little pocketed events. It's not going to come out entirely. It's going to be a slow burn, if you want, and come out very, very slowly. And there will always be a reason behind why this information was never told to us. We can accept that, but they better tell us, because I'm getting really mad at not knowing, because I based my beliefs all my life on what I was told to base them on, and it was a load of crock. Okay, So I've evolved. I'm moving ahead. I'm not going to remain back with the others that do. And the childish idiots that comment on the channels thinking that the world, thinking they would change anything on such a video or videos that people are exposing the moon. Bad comments, you could have 100,000 dislikes and no likes. The videos are proof, anyways. They're there. And at one point on YouTube, they are going to flourish and explode because these videos is it's the future.